Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Now we got 3 more days to Christmas. I will read you a story of one of the famous reindeer, Prancer. And he's on my book. Now listen up. Like crystal snows that swirled and blew, the Christmas spirit that seemed to twist in circling eddies. Oh, there was a spirit of a sort, but it seemed muffled in the wraps of Pat's woolen scarves and caps that needed replacing. Nowhere was this more evident than in the little farming town of Three Oaks. The village decorations, holy wreaths and candy canes were on haphazard from the street lamps along the way. Christmas carols were being sung without convention by school children as they followed their teacher from shop to shop. Even the Three Oaks bride enjoyed a Santa display. They annually stretched from one side of Main Street to the other, this year sad and great in the biting winter wind. But there's one child in Three Oaks who bubbled over with spirit. 8-year-old Jessica Riggs still believed in dreams and a jolly old elf called Santa Claus. She had every reason not to have spirit nor dreams. Her mother had died nearly 2 years ago, and she lived alone with her father, who didn't seem to have any Christmas spirit. One fateful day in December, as she was on her way home, the firm reindeer, in line on display, wibbled and wobbled in the wind, falling with a crash to the ground. Jessica rushed into the street and looked down at the broken reindeer where it lay. The white diamond patch on its forehead was smudged with a tire track, and one leg was twisted and broken. Oh dear, she said, this was a fur reindeer on mine. That would be lazy, Dasher, on Prancer, on Vincent. Oh no, it's Prancer that fell. Whatever was Santa do with only 7 reindeer? Her question went unanswered, and Jessica ran home to ask her father. Daddy, she cried as she rushed into the father's barn. Her cheeks winter wind blushed by her run from town. Prancer fell from Santa's sleigh. How will the reindeer pull the sleigh when there are only 7 instead of 8? Listen, Jessica, chuckled her father as he snapped all wooden crates. It's time you learned that Santa Claus is nothing more than a bunch of silly nonsense. There is no Santa. Those reindeer are made of wood and paint. Dreams are full. Little children, you're growing up. Now it's getting late. It's time to do your chores. He laughingly turned back to his work, not noticing the tear that curled down Jessica's cheek. She turned and ran from the barn and up the hill toward Antler Ridge. Jessica had always believed in dreams, and a part of those dreams at this time of the year was Santa Claus and the delightful Christmas spirit he brought. Now her father said that there was no Santa Claus in the dreams were silly. It was more than an 8-year-old could bear. With tears blurring her vision, she stumbled deep into the forest behind the barn. Her crying was stopped, however, when the trees began to creak and groan as if blown by the wind. But the air was silent still. Jessica looked around, for she sensed that she was being watched and followed. Her run slowed first to a walk, and finally she saw who was there. Who's there? She shouted, but the forest was still. No answer. Maybe it wasn't a who. Maybe it was a what. Maybe it was a bear, or a lion, or a tiger, but no monster leaped out from the forest. The woods became even quieter, muffled by the now falling snow. Finally, Jessica turned quickly around, and there behind her wasn't the bear, a tiger nor a lion. It was a tiny reindeer with soft velvet horns and big furry feet. Curious, Jessica turned her head to the side, and oddly enough, the reindeer did the same. She nodded her head, and the mischievous reindeer once again imitated her every move. She gently patted him on his rump, and noticed 2 queer things. The reindeer was limping as if his front leg was injured, and he had a white diamond patch on his forehead. Oh, you poor sweet thing, cried Jessica as she looked at the strange little deer. Suddenly her eyes opened wide in understanding. Why, you must be one of Santa's reindeer. You must be Prancer. As if to say yes, the reindeer shook his head, and the crystal snowflakes danced about like magical confetti. With the sun setting low, she led the limping reindeer down from the woods and into a rickety storage shed that stood behind the barn. The shed had no light, so Jessica looked around for a lamp or a candle. All she could find was a set of old-fashioned Christmas lights. She plugged them in the dingy shed twinkle in a rainbow of red, blue, green, and gold lights in the soft glow. She carefully bound the reindeer's injured leg with a scarf. Then with his leg bandaged, he hobbled down the snout, sniffing and woofing at this and that. As Jessica wondered what to do, Santa Claus needs all of his reindeer to pull the sleigh without all of them, so the toys won't be packed. And his children won't get a thing for Christmas. Somehow, we must let Santa know you're alright. Then he packed up on Christmas Eve. Jessica paced about trying to come up with a plan. Finally, she snapped her fingers, nearly scaring the little reindeer out of his wits. I've got, she cried. I'll write Santa a letter. She rushed to the house and with an apple in hand, she skidded up the stairs to her room. She found paper and pencil and laid them carefully out on the braided rug. Then with a snap, as she bit into the juicy apple, she wrote, Dear Santa, I found Prancer. He must have fallen. He hurt his leg, but I fixed it. He missed you and the other reindeer a whole bunch. I'll meet you 2 days before Christmas near midnight behind my house at Antler Ridge. Don't be late. Love your friend, Jessica. She had just finished the apple in the letter, and when her father popped his head in the door, quickly Jessica stuffed the letter into her back pants pocket. Jessie, he said, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings earlier, but you have just to understand that Santa Claus is only for little tiny kids. Jessica dropped her head as she guiltily felt the note in her pocket. She had not told her father the truth, but he just didn't believe. The next day after school, she ran as fast as she could to the center of town. There Santa sat in a red velvet chair, reading journal of all sorts. We'll come to tell him what they wanted for Christmas. Jessica patiently waited her turn and then clambered up on his lap. I know you're not the real Santa Claus, she said in a hurried whisper, and that you're just one of Santa's helpers. I need your help to get a special letter to Santa. With that, she reached into her coat and withdrew her carefully written letter. Tell him I found Prancer and he can meet me tomorrow night at Antler Ridge. The Santa sat back and chuckled a bit. We laughed and just how to do it. How do you know this is Santa's reindeer? Because, patiently sighed Jessica, I saw Prancer fall from the display down. He has the white diamond shape on his head. Satisfied now that all will be well, she jumped down from Santa's lap and ran home. But Santa Claus was really no more than Mr. Young, who ran the local newspaper, later that evening back in his office. As he moved the Christmas trappings, Mr. Young found the letter Jessica had written to Santa Claus about how she found Prancer and had taken care of his injury. He mumbled. This just might be a special story that will bring a little bit of Christmas spirit to all the good folks who live in Three Oaks. With that, he quickly went to work preparing the next day's paper. The presses clanged and groaned into the night, and the snow continued to fall. Late the next afternoon, and as the sun turned, the silver shadows of day to pinks and darker purples, Jessica sat in her bedroom and gazed lonely at Antler Ridge. Tonight, she thought, tonight Prancer will be going home. Her secret plans were rudely interrupted by the sound of people laughing and shouting from outside. There on the front lawn, illuminated by the rising full moon, was a crowd of people shouting, Where's Prancer? Clutched in everyone's hands were copies of that evening's newspaper. The headlines read, Little girl finds Prancer. Oh no, cried Jessica as she pulled on her boots. Far be angry and worse yet, Prancer may be in real danger. Jessica slipped down the back stairs and with her own hand was out the kitchen door before anyone saw her. She whisked down the path through the snow to the shed where Prancer was hidden. With screech, the door was open and shut. She was safe with Santa's reindeer. Prancer looked at her with trusting eyes as she knelt and removed the scarf wrapped around his leg. There in the fading light of day and trickling stream of bright moonlight, she found that the leg was amazingly healed. Almost like magic, the reindeer no longer limped. Suddenly the door burst open and there stood her father. Jessica, he said, I know what you're trying to do, but this old reindeer isn't Prancer. He probably just wandered away from the zoo. And now time we took him home, take your time and say goodbye. I know that you do the right thing. And with that, he left the two of them alone. Jessica waited in the morning and carefully opened the shed door. Looking at the yard full of people, what was the right thing to do? Should she believe in her father or in her dreams? Resolved, she took a deep breath and ducked back inside. Come on, Prancer, we're going to have to run for it. Run for it. Come on, Prancer, we're going to have to run for it. The door slammed open wide and Jessica and the full-grown reindeer bolted from the shed and raced into the forest. The two of them ran for the orchard and up the hill toward the ridge. In the distance, she could hear the pounding of feet and her father demanding that she stop. On she raced until she knew she could run no more. Go on, Prancer, she panted. You could run much more rest of the night. Go find Santa. She turned and saw her father following the tracks up the hill. When she looked back, the reindeer was gone. Oh no, she cried. Prancer's gone. I didn't even get to say goodbye. Before she could chase after the reindeer, she was swept in her father's arms. Jessica, Jessica, she said. He said, hugging her tight. I didn't mean to disobey, she sobbed, but you told me that you knew I would do what was right. And I did. Now I must follow Prancer because I didn't have a chance to say goodbye to him, and I didn't even get to see Santa. Listen, said her father gently, Santa isn't real, and the reindeer you're going to find couldn't be Prancer. But it was Prancer, Jessica insisted, and Santa is real. Come with me and I'll show you. With that, Jessica slipped out of her father's arms and followed the fresh reindeer tracks in the snow. Her father suddenly shook his head and traveled reluctantly along. Up and up they went, following the tracks until they came to the very edge of Antler Ridge. Here the tracks stopped in mid-stride, and here Jessica and her father stopped, afraid to look down for fear the reindeer had fallen to his death. Tears streamed down Jessica's cheeks, and as her father reached down to comfort her, it was then, when all seemed lost, that a great tinkling of bells rang down on the earth like laughter laughed from far. They both looked up, and there, silhouetted against the moon, was a sleigh pulled by not 7, but rather 8 tiny reindeer. A gift was given them moonlit night 2 days before Christmas. A gift that would never be forgotten by those who had been there and by many who had not. The gift was wrapped in silver or moonbeams. It was a wonderful gift. The gift of believing in all sorts of dreams. The end. Well, like this story does, Prancer will be okay. Because we only got 3 more days till Christmas, so ho ho ho! Merry Christmas with a big thumbs up.